Thank you for tuning in to this how-to video regarding manual billing on projects. In Mission Control, there are 4 billing cycle methods available on your project record: manual, periodic, milestone, and retainer. With manual billing, the automation of the billing process by Mission Control will be removed. With this option, you will need to create your own billing events and billing event items against your project. This option is good for customers who don't have a specific billing process, and it's available for all project types. Before setting up your billing events on your project, there are a few billing event settings that you want to consider. The first setting would be the PDF generation. When you have this setting checkbox marked true, a process will run every 5 minutes to automatically generate your PDFs for your billing events that have been created. If you don't want to wait the 5 minutes for the process to run, you can also manually generate your PDF directly from your billing event record. Since we are manually creating the billing events, you will not need to set up your periodic billing for this method. And then you'll also want to consider your PDF template settings. If you need to provide an invoice label or credit note label for your invoice or credit notes, you can provide that in the PDF template settings, as well as any business registration number and logos that you would like to include in the invoice as well. So let's take a look at our project. In the project detail, I've already established my project name and further details on the record. I did set the billing type to fixed price, although we will be creating 2 different types of billing events for this process. One will be for a fixed amount, and the second one will be for time and materials, which will include our time logs and expenses. That will not be affected by this billing type in this scenario, since we are manually creating those billing events and adding our line items. On this project, I have my billing rate and cost rate set to role-based, so the rates will be pulled from the role record for the resource that is completing or logging time on this project. You can also set this to standard, which will allow you to establish a billable and cost rate on the project record itself. Or you can select skill-based, which will pull in a rate from the skill that is associated to the actions that are being completed on this project. Moving forward, I have my tax label established, so this is going to provide the sales tax. I have the sales tax settings set to GST, in addition to the tax label providing the sales tax on your project. You can also use the tax label to bill your customer on behalf of a different business entity, or override the labels that are established on the invoice. This billing cycle I have set to manual, and the payment terms are 14 days. We still will need to manually enter our due date since we are creating the billing events ourselves, but our payment terms would usually auto-populate the due date for us. I've also chose to include the time log and expense appendices on our invoice, which will give us further details on those records. First, let's create a fixed price billing event. I can do so from a few different places: from the billing tab on the project overview, from the related list, so the billing event related list on our project record, or I can navigate directly to the billing event object within Salesforce or Mission Control and create a record manually from there. It will be easiest, however, to do so from the billing tab, so that your billing event is already associated to your project record. I've established my billing event name and invoice date, as well as the due date. I'm also going to set my billing event type, so that will differentiate your invoices from your credit notes. And then I'm going to set the status to draft. When the invoice has been sent to the customer, I'll come back to my billing event and update it to issued. And once a billing event payment is submitted against this billing event for the full amount or multiple payments that equal up to the full amount of the billing event, then the status will update to paid. I'm going to enter in a summary. And if you want, you can associate it to a milestone, account, or contact. If you don't enter an account here, the account and contact that are related to the project will be used to populate the contact information on the invoice. So I'm going to leave this blank since I already have that populated. Since I'm creating a fixed billing event, I don't need to auto add any expenses or time logs. And that will be all of the information that is required on this billing event. So let's save. And you will notice that there is no amount on my billing event, and that is because I have not added my billing event items. The tax rate, however, has been pulled over from our tax label. Okay, so let's go ahead to the related list on the billing event to create our billing event items. You can also create your billing event items and payments directly from the billing tab on the project record as well. So let's go ahead and create it from the related list since we are already here. I've entered my billing event item name, the amount, I've added in my line item description, and I've marked that this is tax applicable. You don't need to add in the tax amount. This will be automatically calculated upon save. And then if you need to provide a ledger code, this can be added directly from the billing event item as well. So let's save this and take a look at our billing event. Okay, so you see our billing event item is created, and that has now updated the amount on our billing event. We can see that the tax amount has also been included in the total amount for this billing event. After creating your billing event, you can either wait for the PDF generation process to run in order to create your PDF or send your customer your PDF URL from your billing event record, or you can generate your PDF automatically by going to the View PDF action on my record, then selecting Generate PDF. On my tax invoice, I can see that my logo has been populated, my tax label has been populated, as well as my business information, which can be found in your company information within Salesforce Setup. My account and contact information has also been populated, and then we have a few invoice details as well as the summary for this payment, the line item description for that fixed amount, the amount as well as the tax has been calculated, so we have an amount due of $3,762.50. So let's take a look at sending this to our customer. Let's go back to our billing event, and we can see that since we've generated our PDF, we now have a PDF URL which is available on our record, and this link can be shared to the customer. This doesn't require Salesforce login access, so the customer can download and save and print the invoice without having access to your Salesforce org. You can also include this in an email. To send an email from your billing event, you will need to add the email activity to the page layout. It will be automatically populated with the email from your user record. And we're going to go ahead and insert the billing event notification client template, which has already been created. Once I select insert, a few details regarding the invoice as well as that link to send to the customer have been included, and then a contact email for yourself. This will automatically be populated for you. Once I send this to my customer, I'm going to go ahead and update the status to issued and continue on to collect payment. There are a few places that you can provide payment. In the related list on our billing event, or we can navigate back to our project into the billing tab and create a billing event payment from there. So I'm going to go into the billing event item. The amount that we have outstanding plus tax is $3,762.50. So let's go ahead and create our payment for the full amount. In order to mark your billing event as paid, the entire amount plus tax will need to be paid. So I've included the amount plus tax. You can also add in any reference numbers as required. Let's go ahead and save this. and navigate to our billing event, and we can see the status has now been updated to paid. Let's take a look at our invoice. We can now see that our invoice has updated and the balance due equals 0. The amount paid shows for the full amount. So let's go ahead and create a billing event for a time and materials project. Again, I will do so from the billing tab by selecting new and populating my billing event information. I've populated my billing event name, the invoice type, status is as draft, my summary information, as well as the invoice date and due date. And then I've also gone on to select auto add expenses and auto add time logs. And this is going to add all of the time logs that are approved but not yet invoiced. If I want to select time logs and expenses from a certain period on my project, then I'll need to use the start date and end date fields. All of the details that are required for this have been populated, so we'll save. And now on our billing event, we can see that the amount has automatically been populated. So let's go ahead and check out our billing event items. We have one billing event items for all of the approved time logs, and then we also have a billing event, separate billing event line item for the expenses that are approved on the project. And then like before, you can go ahead and generate your PDF from the View PDF screen, or wait for the PDF to automatically be generated for you, and then apply your payments and other details as required. In the event that a time log or expense is excluded from the billing event and needs to be added, you can manually do so by navigating to the record. So what I've done is created a new time log on my project that has 10 hours completed and it's in the approved status. I'll need to navigate directly to the record, so whether that be a time log or an expense, and I'll navigate to the bottom of the record or wherever you have these fields on your page layout. Under the billing event information, I'll need to mark the invoice box true, and then select my billing event item to relate this to. So you'll want to find the billing event item for your project that is relating to the time logs. In this case, since I'm adding a time log, if I was doing the expenses, I would select the billing event item for the expenses instead, and then go ahead and save my record. Now let's navigate to our billing event item, which we can see the amount for this has already been updated with the new time log. There are a few validation rules on the time log object that are used to help when manually creating your billing events. One will prevent hours being changed if your billing event is in the issued status. So that means you've already emailed or you've already sent your invoice to your customer and you don't want to be able to modify the hours completed on a time log that is existing. So you'll need to make sure this status is marked, this validation rule is active. There is also a validation rule that will prevent time logs from being associated to a billing event that has already been issued. So what this means is, if my billing event is in the issued status, then I will not be able to go over into my time log and mark it invoiced and associate it to a billing event item. So when I try to do that and click save, I receive an error message that I can't update my billing event since it's already issued. That will wrap up this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to check out our other resources like knowledge articles, or reach out to support@aprika.com or following the links below. Thank you so much for watching.